all of our festival exclusive bottles on the table, and obviously, it's been a weird one. I'm sorry for being a little bit late. It was my fault. I was running around town dropping off some bottles, so I'm so sorry about that. Okay, hopefully I didn't cause any issue. So yeah, we're going to pace ourselves. We're going to go through this nicely. I want to introduce Brendan Carty first. So Brendan Carty from Killowen has managed to give us an 11-year-old whiskey. Brendan, do you have a bottle of that? Because I actually don't have the bottle. So if you've got a bottle, there you go.
Am I on the screen yet?
Yeah, you're on screen. I can see you. You look great.
Well, how's going, everybody?
There you go. So there
That's
you go.
the wee bottle, anyway.
Brendan, just explain a little bit about this bottle, because you were the only one that gave us any faith last year and came up with your own Belfast Whisky Week exclusive bottling. And again, you've done us proud this year. So what's behind the bottle? What's in the bottle?
Yeah, so again, it's a single malt. It originates from County Antrim, and so it's something that you can always rely on for quality of stock. So again, the bottle's just all about transparency and integrity. Giving the information to the consumer that it's not our own liquid. It is sourced liquid. Our own liquid's coming down the line. It's obviously going to be much better. But in the meantime, we're doing wonderful things with wonderful stock. So this, the last year when we done the rum cask finish was also the same stock. It was put into a rum firkin. So there's only about 111 bottles odd in it. This time there's 301 bottles. So this was popped into a 227-litre cask this time. The cask was just above about 2/3 full. So there's still plenty of room in there for the liquid to breathe. And the cask itself was a port cask from Northern Douro. And it's a very rich cask. In Killowen, we don't filter our whiskey. We normally put things through a sieve. This time we did filter it because there was so much residue left over from the grapes in this cask that it ended up racking our filters as well. So we had awful bother bottling this one. But
right. I'm sorry. I feel bad that that was extra work for you. Sorry, Brendan.
All right, we don't use the filters normally anyway, so it's all right. But here, no, it's definitely worth it. It gave it a lot of body, And remember last year we tasted this in the Killowen box last year.
Yeah.
It tasted like Skittles. It tasted like Skittles, like chewing a big bag of Skittles, and it was lovely. But I was, a bit of fear that the cask might overpower the whiskey, but it actually hasn't. That European wood has actually given a lot of wood spice and character, and there's some of those savoury notes that come to the fore, and you'll even notice towards the very end, you get a little briny note or a little bit of boiled ham type of a note or bacon almost. So it does a real good job of balancing it out.
Well, listen, I'm going to drink some of it, okay, and I'm going to obviously, I'm going to taste it with everyone, and obviously people can have a chance. I haven't tasted it myself, so this will be the first time I get to taste it. Okay, I'm going to pass some over because Jay is sitting next to me. So I'm just going to, if I come off camera, it's because I'm pouring some. All right.
Brilliant.
So
Good stuff.
Everyone gets to try this. All right. Look, I'm excited. I remember last year, that Skittle note, and I remember a couple of people saying to me, when can we buy that? When can we get it? And I remember you saying, I don't, you must have had it in your head that you were going to use it for this festival back then, thinking,
yeah,
exactly. We're going to do that. And it kind of runs on from that bonded experimental series that you had. You had that wonderful experimental series which sold out, which did so well, which everyone is clamouring for. They all want to get to taste it. And last year's bottling specifically, was, I suppose it was me. I was begging for a rum cask finish. I'm massive on that. This year, I left it to you, and I'm excited for it.
Indeed. So, it's been in the pipeline since when we started planning for Belfast Whisky Week #2. So this is now Belfast Whisky Week #3. So we already know what we're doing for next year's Belfast Whisky Week, and anybody who doesn't needs to get their fucking heads checked.
No, fair play. Yeah, I mean you've been on for the whole ride, Brendan. All the festivals we've had.
It's great to celebrate.
Yeah,
celebrate this part of the country,
Of course, and here you're doing rightly. You are. I mean, for those that don't know, Killowen really is, a very small, very independent distillery which is busting its balls, to create good whiskey. And I know that you're tasting your Killowen tasting specifically. That's on this evening, yes. And
9 o'clock, yeah.
You're gonna again blow people's minds with some of that product that's coming through, and you will have your own spirit soon enough. But you've already had your own potcheens out there. You've done well with the potcheen, and I think when we've looked at the Cougar set, yes, again that was absolutely great. Looking at peated potcheens, and I'm just proper excited. You know this. I mean, I'm your fanboy.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm number one fan of Killowen. Don't care about any other distillery at the moment. Sorry if that upsets Mickey and Charlotte and everyone else. Do you know what I mean? Number one, honestly, it is the way forward. Killowen and what they're doing, the flame-fired fed stills. And listen, thank you very much for providing this. The nose is great.
Go and if you run out of a lighter, I don't smoke, but if you run out of a lighter and you have to go and light a piece of paper on the stove and then bring it, and that smell you get afterwards, that nice little, it's a beautiful smell, like kind of campfirey type, but it's not a smoky whiskey, but you get a little bit of that in the nose. It's quite interesting, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's no peatiness, but it's got that heat about it. And here, there's a lot of what is the ABV on this?
It's high. Feels like it's high.
54.3.
All right, aye. So you're not shying away from giving us cask strength whiskey, which is really nice.
No,
I really appreciate that. And it's slightly over the 11 years old, isn't it? But it's tagged as 11 years old.
It's hitting 12 any day.
And here, there's a lovely fruity note right at the very end.
Yeah, it's like a sweetness on the back palate, isn't it? And when you said Skittles from the same stock, so this is from the stock that you said was like Skittles previously.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get it you get it right at the back of the tongue and the back palate. It's not so much the Skittles, but that sweetness that would have been there prior. It's lovely.
Yeah,
Brandon, I really appreciate this. Thank you very much. I'm not sure if anyone from our audience wants to say anything, but they're more than welcome. Shane just lifted his glass just to say, obviously, they're appreciating it. Same with Jess. Okay, which is good because it is very good. And I know this went out to a lot of people. A lot of people wanted to sample this. We've got a lot of people purchasing these bottles already. Brendan, when does this one go on sale? When have you put it on?
We're going to push the button tonight during the Killowen Festival bottle tasting, or during the Killowen box tasting. It's in there too, so yeah.
Oh, really, really impressed. And thank you. Listen, Brendan, thank you very much. And listen, good luck with the Belgrove tasting. Say hi to Peter for me.
No bother.
Massive fan of what's going on down there also. All right, Brendan?
All the best, guys.
Take care.
Take care.
Take care, sir.
Slán.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Slán. No, that was good. And we can maybe stop there, but we've got other whiskies to go. That was really good. And do you know what? Mickey, you're on screen. I can see you. You're on my shoulder. Yeah, I can see you.
I'm the good angel on your shoulder, Paul.
You've always been the good angel. Apart from the other night, I think you were ordering tequila. Were you ordering tequila for everyone? Did you make it tequila night?
Not personally. It was a request. It was my round. So you know,
right.
you got to be gracious when people are asking.